Hello and welcome to Magic Mythal Tomb of Annihilation, our 5th edition D&D campaign. We live stream nearly every Sunday starting at 4 p.m. here on Twitch, and you can catch up on weekly sessions as well posted on YouTube. My name is Corey, or Pinwarp2. I'm running the game as DM, and I'm joined by my players, Andre, who's playing Aelin, the ASMR Monk, Liz, who's playing Archie, ASMR Wizard, Brad, who formerly was playing Baz, Loxodon Fighter. We'll find out who he might be playing now, or for a sneak peek, you can see the card that cycles through at the bottom. John, who's playing Jonah, Gnome Artificer, Ryan playing Blackwind, Half-Orc Ranger, and Sean, who's playing Donnaquin, the Turtle Druid. Last time on Magic Mythal, it was a very sad occasion. Well, it was a bittersweet victory. You guys had finished your exploration of Nangalore, fought Zalcore, a vicious Medusa, killed her, but unfortunately, right near the end of the fight, Baz, the brave fighter, was caught in her gaze and transformed into stone. The party was unable to free him from this condition, and unfortunately had to leave their giant thousands upon thousands of pounds of stone friend in Nangalore, hopefully to be back someday to rescue him or from his current state. Small mercy that his soul at least didn't get sucked away because he's not technically dead. Could you imagine if you're aware? Oh god, that would be horrifying. Anyways,
You had to go to the bathroom.
Thankfully, I believe in the description in the book and stuff. It says you're not aware.
Yeah, because that'd be terrifying. Yeah, and so after unfortunately having to leave your companion behind, you finished your last little bits of exploration in Nangalore, found what you were looking for as far as some evidence of the Yellow Banner being here at some point. Got some information there, and finished your map at the same time. And then you guys left Nangalore, heading north along the river, before veering off to stop back at Kir Sabal for a little bit of a resupply / rest until you head. Well, your current plan, now that you've got the orchid you need, is to head north back towards the port via the Tariki River. So kind of cutting across from, well, you've got the arrow there, you can see it on the map, cutting across from the River Olung to ideally where the Tariki River starts. And I think the plan was to hopefully find Needle's Bones, the treasure map you have, as well as potentially Firefinger, and take care of whatever needs doing there, as Akka wants you to get her mask and stuff. Get back to port eventually. So yeah, when we ended, you guys had just blew the horn at Kir Sabal and were brought up to the monastery proper and kind of welcomed back. And that's where we'll pick up. So I think they had just summoned the air elemental to whisk you up, is kind of where we ended last time.
Yeah.
So
Because Sebald was all, welcome back. Oh no, you don't have a big friend. We'll talk about it up top.
yeah.
Up top.
So you guys are whisked to the top, to the alcove, to the main area of Kir Sabal, the big temple area that's got those big that big symbol carved into the floor. There, you are. Well, T-Bolt's there. A few other Aarakocra are about, and Ashara is there to meet you as well. I can't remember what time of day it is. I believe it's
like afternoon,
yeah.
dusk maybe.
And what's the date today? It's the 6th of Mythal today. Took you only 2 days to get back from Nangalore. Oh, Aelin, your travel boon expires at midnight tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, so you arrive, Ashara is there, she kind of greets you as you land. Relatively quiet, the other Aarakocra must be about, doing whatever they're going about their business. The princess and the prince are not in sight. You stand on the balcony awkwardly.
Tumbleweed rolls by.
Still in
Where
shock.
did that come from?
Reminds me of Baz.
What's standing around awkwardly?
No.
The tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed.
Oh,
What?
I thought you meant all quiet and not saying anything.
Oh. Or this giant stone we're next to.
This
reminds
giant
me of-
rock.
This
That
pebble reminds
snake
me.
hanging from a tree.
All things stone reminds me.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Are there
Oh,
any
I got-
statues here? Oh no.
I
Every
got
statue
stoned.
we come across reminds me of Baz.
I smoked some pipe weed, and then it reminded me of Baz. Cause
Every time we eat.
oh, we could
Food
eat it
reminds
more.
me of Baz. Oh god. Well, yeah, Ashara kind of nods to you as you enter, and she welcomes you back. Bids you to make yourselves at home.
Thank
The same quarters are available to you that were here when you left, so you can use those for however long you guys are planning on staying.
Thanks.
I think we're just planning the night, were we not? Or
I think so.
as long as we can get some supplies, I guess. Hopefully, if they
Yeah,
haven't made us.
and she would of course offer condolences for your missing companion, T-Bolt. You assume must have told her, as they were lifting you guys up there. He had kind of went on ahead, so.
Yeah, missing is a good way of putting it. He's not dead. He's just
immortalized.
stuck.
I mean, we know where he is.
Well, sure. He's missing from the group. Not lost.
Yeah, we'll bring him back. How much can you guys lift? You guys look strong.
T-Bolt's like, I bench like 320.
Great.
And we need 20 of you.
More than that.
I know, I'm just
200.
threw a number out.
We need everybody to come with plenty of rope and
And some chisels.
And some
Just in
can-do attitude.
yeah. If we chisel him into little pieces, we can haul him back a piece at a time.
Then glue them together.
God, that would be horrific.
Oh
I
wait,
could
got, like,
mend
solid
him
too.
1 foot at a time if it was a clean break.
did we put that in the right spot?
Every time I'm going to be like skipping rocks on a lake, I'm going to be like, did I just throw somebody?
I would have pulled it like when I'm assuming we're explaining what happened without having to go into everything.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would like pull out one of the snakes as an example of what happened to Baz and just ask if they know of anybody on the island with expertise in this kind of foul magic.
It's a peninsula.
Oh fuck!
With the lotus.
Ashara kind of thinks for a bit, and she says, I mean, she doesn't know of anyone specifically that she could point you to that, powerful curses like this. In this age, anyways, there's not a lot of
Powerful
what would you call
healing
it?
magic in general.
I could not call it even a curse as much as it was. He is stone. There was no magic radiating from his form. So
she says perhaps maybe some druids, or perhaps there is some sort of ancient remedy,
or the gods themselves. Heal me.
T-Bilt kind of looks at you and he's like, "The gods have no place in Chult."
I was just gonna
That is
say
true.
that.
They don't really have much of an appearance here, other than we see,
They're-
Ashara
Their
would probably pipe
followers
in and say,
are
unless
here, but they are
some
not.
of you outsiders brought them with you.
well, none of us are.
Looking at
Sips of tea.
Aelin and Archie.
That's none of my business.
Archie just like pulls her hat down a little bit. I didn't bring any gods with me. They're just
That's actually
with me.
She was here already. Anyway,
But
there
yeah,
is
unfortunately, yeah,
very
she can't really point you to anybody in particular or any specific
Fair
place. The best she can say is that on Chult that perhaps you're planning on heading to Orlunga, to their temples there. Perhaps there, one of the wise guardian of Orlunga could maybe point you in the right direction or assist, or perhaps you might find something in the ancient ruins. Powerful magics existed in the past, and I'm sure remnants must still exist, but where, she couldn't say.
That makes sense.
I've heard of a potion called Soft. What's it do?
So yeah, so she will, obviously, I mean, you guys can resupply here. They have basic goods and food and things if you need to. I'm not sure what you guys are thinking of looking for. They don't have a lot of stuff, but they have enough.
Yeah, rations are I would say are probably the biggest, just to make sure we have food to get
Yeah, we should
at
figure
least
out
a
how long
good amount.
Well,
we think
just,
it'll be.
it saves us from trying to scavenge in times. So.
Yeah. So Ashara will tell you, make yourselves at home. See the, do what you need to do. When you're ready to depart, she said that she does have a few things to discuss with you, but that can wait. So
Yeah.
once you're
I think
settled in and rested and have what you need, before you're ready to head out again, she'd like to discuss a
I
few
think
things
the
with
plan
you.
was to spend the night. So if we wanted to talk over dinner or something.
Ashar, is there anybody here that could send a letter or courier a letter to the port?
She nods. She's like, we do send scouts further north that occasionally liaise with people in the port. As you're aware, the Atepka, we have links to them, so it's not probably as frequently as we'd like given the distances, but we can certainly arrange if you have someone specific to get the letter into their hands.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. It's not urgent, so I wouldn't, make sure that nobody's risking themselves for it, but it would be much appreciated.
Yeah, she kind of nods, and she would probably like direct you to one of the like other priests or whatever, to get the details from you, and they won't charge you or anything. Just next time a scouting party comes back, or next time they send a scouting party that far north, they'll make sure they take it along with you and get it to wherever, as per whatever instructions you give her. So
Much appreciated.
Do they have a precious metal exchange like we could do here? Because I mean, I'm carrying 120 gold pieces. I would just curious if they have like even gemstones or something like that.
No.
Nope.
Not
nothing
here.
of those sorts? Okay.
Any trade that they do is usually like just barter. Like they would trade
feed.
like resources for food for tools, etc. They don't really use a lot of currency here, so unfortunately if you're looking to just money change and that kind of thing, you'll have to wait till you actually get to.
It's not huge, but it would just. I mean, 120 isn't that much in gold. I mean,
It's not that bad.
In real life,
it's like a pound, right? We said it was like 10 coins.
Something like that. I
It's
have to.
50 coins.
Oh yeah, it's even less. You're right.
Yeah, it's 50 coins to a pound, I believe.
Something like
Although I guess
Um,
Jonah's got himself a temporary bag of holding too, doesn't he? We could store stuff in.
Yeah, I think
Well,
last session when you guys were splitting up Baz's stuff, he offered anybody who wanted to store stuff in the bag of holding to
More
just
stuff.
basically put it in the party sheet and he'd add it to the bag.
Is the opening of that bag big enough to put a backpack in? So, like, if we got into a situation where I needed to pull Gerald's backpack off of him, would I be able to like put it into that
No,
bag?
it's not that big. The
It's
opening
not
is
that
only
big. I don't know. Because a
not like
normal bag of holding is 2 feet, right? 2 feet by
It's
2
a
feet opening.
normal bag of holding.
Yeah, so I just wasn't sure what the dimensions of this one were.
I mean,
It's a normal bag of holding.
Oh, so it's 2 feet by 2 feet, the opening,
is it?
right?
Okay, I don't know. Sure.
a backpack, I think, is like size of a bat. What's the size of a bat? It depends.
At the very least, we could empty the contents and put the bag.
Well,
like,
that's what I
crumple it
mean.
up and put it in there.
You,
So
yeah,
I wouldn't-
you
yeah.
could.
I think it's fine.
If the backpack was like full of stuff and everything, I don't think you could just shove the whole thing in wholesale. But yeah, you could like take the stuff out and put it in, fold it in the backpack and put it in.
Sure.
Accept it.
Roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep, and up to 500 pounds. Not
4 feet deep.
exceeding a volume. Yeah.
Okay, so the glaive can't go in there then.
No,
Nope.
if it's longer than
Yeah.
4 feet, it can't go in.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a bottom on it. Oh, there is
Well,
for length.
It is for each individual item you put in there. The volume is 64 cubic feet,
Yeah,
but
it just got
it has a size.
the way the magic works, you have to get it all the way in for
What
it to
about
like.
getting it on an angle?
I think a
Probably.
6-7 foot glaive is not going to fit no matter what angle you try to.
Yeah, and the reason
I
just
just
so you
broke
guys
it in
understand,
half.
Yeah.
the reasoning was that if I couldn't just put the bag in, I would individually put this stuff in that's important instead of Gerald carrying it. Is sort of.
Yeah. So I mean,
But if I could just put it in, then I don't.
I
need
mean,
to.
for ease of just moving things around, you could just put the whole damn thing in, and just assume that when you take it out, that you repack it or whatever. So
Okay.
if you need something super quickly, like I need the entire backpack right now, well then that's a problem.
Sure.
But
Well, it was mostly just so I don't have to transfer half of my inventory to John. If I
Yeah,
can just say that, okay, we're running, let me put the backpack in here and go blow up Gerald. Because I can't carry everything with me of mine and Gerald at a normal pace. So it was just for ease of making sure that's something we could do.
yeah,
Without
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, anything you want to transfer, just drop in the inventory or whatever, and you guys, I'll let you guys handle that all in the background. Then.
I think rations wise, we should have at least 2 weeks each, maybe a few extra. I'm just counting like
10 days.
I was thinking like 16 days roughly. So that was Liz's weeks, not so up to 2 weeks in 10 days.
Yeah, I was kind of guessing around the same, depending
To
on
be
what we
safe.
find on the river and how we travel over land.
Yeah. Like I said, because we could run into something that delays us slightly, but that'll give us like a rough. Just thinking about distance from here to the port from my map, that's roughly what I'm getting is like 16, 17 days or so probably. And that's not counting river travel on Tariki, because I don't have that mapped, so I don't know how much of that we're going to be going faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I can't think of anything specific that we'd need.
How are you guys on insect repellent?
I still have 90
Oh,
Yeah,
applications.
I mean, we restocked right before we left, and we were only gone for.
I restocked the ones I
days.
used.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, me
healing
too.
kit charges. You guys are good on those.
That's
I
what I'm doing.
replenished.
Okay.
I think it's a silver piece per. Not.
Yeah.
2 per.
2 per?
Yeah, because it's
'Cause
2
it's-
gold for a full kit,
Oh, 2
right?
gold. Okay.
Yeah.
I only used one anyways.
Isn't it
For what?
5
For
full
healing
kit?
kits?
Is
It
it
might be
5?
5.
Healer's kit's 5 gold. So
Five.
10
So-
charges.
So it's 5
So it's
silver.
1 gold for 2 charges. 5 silver.
Yeah, 5 silver per
Yeah.
charge. Yeah.
I don't. Where is mine? That's a good.
Remember, you can forge for medicine
There it is.
charges
Yeah.
as well. That's a thing you can do.
Mhm.
but figured,
Since we're here,
yeah.
stocking up. I think we gave Donaquin Baz's insect, so he's got some now for himself. I was covering both, and I should still be able to do that even if too. So he's fine there.
Yeah.
62. How much are rations?
I would say that they probably. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to when I said they could probably money change like up to gold pieces, but not higher than that. So
Yeah,
if, like
no,
you
that's
had
fine.
like silvers and coppers you wanted to exchange up, they could probably do that.
Okay.
Probably do a few of those.
I mean,
Or
it's
you
only
know,
a
just
couple pounds.
pay for the stuff you're buying with the silvers and coppers as much
Yeah.
as possible first.
That's smart. Yeah, pay for your rations with the.
Well, more
Oh.
you're exchanging more weight, right? Doing it that way. so.
I don't even have a gold piece worth of coppers.
Oh well.
It's only 80. I need 20 more copper. I could actually split that more.
Blackman's going around asking anybody if they have 20 copper.
Yeah. Oh wait, I could just use my silver. Sure. No.
You
So,
can have 20 of
I'll-
my copper if you
I'll-
want to get rid of all your copper.
I'm good.
I will.
I
I will let you guys do whatever you need to do on that end in the background. So you guys settle in for the night basically. Maybe have a little bit of dinner. T-Bolt
Yeah.
is not around most of the day, or most of the evening. Whether he's on patrol or doing other things, you don't really see him this first night. Ashara is generally in the main room, but occasionally leaves. And probably around supper time, so like a couple hours after you guys arrive, as the sun's kind of going down, the princess and the prince will be down in the kind of the main room having supper. And again, they will also, assuming anybody's around, or it's not a lot of places you can go, to be honest, up here, unless you can fly. They would offer their condolences as well, of course.
Yeah, I feel like at some point we would let Ashar know kind of everything that happened at Nangalore and the fact that it's maybe, like, if they were avoiding it, it's maybe cleansed now or maybe safer to approach. I think Aelin would probably be like trying to gauge if it seems like we should tell the princess as well, given that that was the queen or could have been the queen, and see if Ashara has any insight as to whether we should just keep that to ourselves or not.
Okay. Sure. I mean, yeah, if you tell Ashara first about all that, Ashara would say, as far as she's concerned, what you destroyed in Nangalore was just a pale shadow, a memory, not a person.
Mm-hmm.
So she would say, honestly, that it wouldn't really be worth mentioning. What, in her opinion, you destroyed a monster that had taken on her form, and not.
And not
She was
her.
no longer.
First creature, so
Yeah, she was no longer a legitimate person, heir, or anything. She said it might just complicate things to bring it up.
Yeah.
She'd leave it to your discretion if you think that she should know, but she doesn't really see any reason.
Outside my realm of expertise, so happy not to say anything.
And it's not there anymore. So.
Yeah, but as far as sending, like, she will at some point in the coming days or weeks, she will make sure that scouts stop by there and just, to keep an eye on things, especially knowing that Baz is there.
That would be
make
nice.
sure that nothing disturbs him as best as possible. If there nothing else, moves in to the vacated place that could cause trouble, as best as she can. So they can't spare a lot, but it's not that far, especially for their Kokra. So now that
Yeah.
they know specifically where it is, they have assuming you share your map. Because they're not.
Yeah.
They just kind of
I
didn't
will.
really go
I will
there,
make. I'll make them a copy.
Sure. And they,
Tonight.
yeah, they'll, and plus, even though I assume you would describe how the gardens and stuff kind of withered and stuff.
Well, the bad parts, anyways.
Yeah, but maybe there could be herbs and plants there worth harvesting. So.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say she had the black orchid, obviously the one. There may be seeds. There maybe you guys may be able to find remnants or grow your own. So they don't have to. So they might not have to in the future scavenge either. They might be able to. We didn't have time to look for that sort of thing. We don't have the expertise, but maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we do have the living potted plant, do we not?
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Could one, with my nature understanding, would one be able to harvest maybe
Take a snip off of it to
a
grow
seed?
their
Or
own.
You could roll.
although this might be more Jonah's forte, seems how he's a horticulturist now too.
You could roll nature to see.
And I will fist Blackwind.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna help you or whatever.
Oh, it's your idea.
Okay, let's see here. Nature. There it is. As an assist. I'm building up the suspense.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was hovering over the button for a second. I'm like, build up suspense.
So with a single orchid, you wouldn't be able to at this point use this to grow more necessarily. It might be possible, but it would be difficult, and you'd have to be a really skilled nut to just basically to get it to take root. Now that said, you do have some magical ability to coax plants to grow, right? Druidcraft. So it might be possible. It would need ideal conditions, and it might take some doing. You definitely couldn't do it on the go, but if you planted it, there might be a possibility in the future to harvest something from it. It just depends on if you can A, keep it alive, and B, do it properly. It's possible.
I guess it'd be more up to them whether or not they wanted to do that.
Well, you guys need the orchid, so they're not going to keep it.
Well,
but if they find something else down there, like
or-
another one or whatever,
Yeah.
But the one
I
you
would
have,
also tell them to be aware of Baz's guards, Woody and Christopher, that they're really nice. Their bark is worse than their bite.
Unless they turn into boss monsters.
Bark is oh my god. Okay.
Love it.
Well, at least they. I mean, you guys had them when you left. So
Baz would approve of that pun.
Baz would have liked that.
Baz loves
The
puns.
statue cracks a smile.
He was always talking about him.
well, and the so yeah, I mean even at dinner, like the princess doesn't really. She's interested in whatever you want to tell her about what happened, whatever you omit, that's fine too. But I mean, it's only been a few days since she last. She doesn't really have anything new to say, really.
It's been a long few days, princess.
Yeah.
Feels like 2 weeks.
Feels like we just left her.
So yeah, so you guys resupply, get some rest, and is there anything you guys would like to do before the next morning when Ashara and Tybalt would like to speak with you before you leave? Assuming you were planning on leaving the next morning. I mean, that's what I assumed, but maybe not.
That was the plan.
Let's leave in the middle of the night.
Yeah, let's sneak
with
out
all their loot.
before they can ask something of
Yeah.
us, or maybe
Yeah.
introduce anyone to us.
We're busy.
Just get out of here.
Let's go. I just can't.
I don't. You know what? I'm
Baz would have
sleeping
wanted us
deprived.
to leave.
I'm gonna use the jug to make some acid. I'm just gonna start doing that in the background every night.
I thought you were
Well,
going to say, I'm just going to start doing acid.
Oh, actually, yeah, and I will take
Safe
another
environment.
hit of that drug.
The root or
Of
the
the
monkey fruit?
concentrated dream something.
Oh, the
The
vials.
one, yeah, from her. Yeah, I got so many drugs.
I love it. It's
Are you wearing a trench coat now?
your character experimenting fits perfectly into like, you know, the Rumspringa sort of.
Oh yeah.
But why is
Yeah.
the rum gone?
It's like I'm just gonna try everything.
All right. Well, the night passes mostly without incident, blissfully, pleasantly for Jonah, as you have vivid dreams. I'm not sure. Generally, it's a pretty mellowing effect, so they're not like nightmares. No crazy creatures visit you guys in your dreams this night. And upon waking, to the sound of thunder and rain,
Great weather if you're a duck.
Bip, bip, looks like rain.
yeah, you awaken in the morning. It's raining, pretty heavily outside. Not like monsoon heavily, but it's still kind of a heavy rain day. And a quick check would tell you that it's due to rain most of the day like this. So it's going to be a heavy rain day. And as you kind of like filter your way out of your bedrooms, who do you think's up first? Who's out first in the morning into the main room?
I mean, I'm usually up
Aelin.
pretty early. Yeah.
Honestly, Black One is probably up pretty
Yeah.
generally early too, just being a daylight time to move.
Okay.
Get up at the same time.
I feel like Jonah might sleep in slightly because of the after effects of the drug. You sleep very soundly.
Actually, yeah, Blackman's probably out first because I would be like meditating and warming up before I leave my room in the morning. So we probably wake up at the same time.
Yeah, he's just out
But Blackman's out
of his
first,
room
yeah.
first.
Don't forget to stretch your creamy hamstrings.
I'm asleep. Literally every time we like get up when we're traveling, you guys have to wake Archie up. She's always sleeping as much as possible because she's up reading. Usually.
Your pillow is really just a book, a different one each night.
Yep.
It's so out of character for you, Liz.
To be sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to wake up.
So Blackman, we'll say that you and Aelin roughly are waking up at the same time. Aelin's doing his meditation thing in the morning. What time do you head out? What time of day do you think it is? Like, is it like 6, 7? How early do you get up?
Probably not like pretty much when the daylight is getting up. You know what I mean? Like just as a outdoors person.
Probably around that same. So we'll say it's like 6:30 ish.
Proper
Because
rest.
the sun. This is a pretty equatorial place. The sun rises and sets around like 6:37 every day.
Yeah.
So it's raining. You wake up to the sound of rain beating down and thunder. You make your way out to the main room. And as you do so, you will see that there you don't see Ashara, the princess, the prince, or T-Bolt as you head into the main chamber. But there is just one of the smaller Aarakocra just kind of like probably just maybe just setting some things up for the morning meditations, maybe like putting some incense out. and she kind of like nods to you. But as you kind of walk out, you can see off the balcony, the rain obscures your vision. You can't see very far because of the rain coming down. But then, as you're here for just a few minutes, as you kind of like stretch and get your bearings and wake up, there is a slight like humming, almost like that it's almost like that feeling when like electricity is about to hit you. You kind of get that that kind of like feeling. Your hair kind of raises a bit, and there's this kind of like a low hum in the air.
I think my last character would know that feeling more.
But then there is kind of like this kind of this humming sensation as you kind of glance around. You notice that near the center of the room, where the big symbol of Ubtao is, you can see that there is kind of like a bit of like distortion almost in the air. And then there's kind of like a kind of soft, very light, kind of like bluish glow that suddenly appears. And you see kind of materializing in the air this kind of like glowing kind of silhouette of a woman kind of appear. And she kind of like turns and kind of looks around and then turns towards you, Blackwind. And
I freeze.
You squint slightly because she's kind of like indistinct, but after a moment she becomes a bit more clear, and you will see that the shape of Masika is standing there regarding you, and she kind of nods, and she says, and her voice is kind of like echoey and kind of sounds like a bit distorted, but she says, she's like, Blackwind,
Greetings.
can you see me okay?
You're coming in like Star Wars, but good enough.
Star Wars?
Yeah. Like a Star Wars hologram.
Oh, it's like it's a play that I saw back in Sword Coast. So,
That's what I imagine right now.
I mean, that's kind of what it looks like, almost. And she kind of makes a motion like she's moving towards you, but the image actually doesn't move. But it looks like she's kind of like walking in place slightly.
I'll move towards her. To complete the illusion.
Yes, completely. If anyone was just looking at you side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell.
No.
It's like when you think the other car, like you're moving backwards because the other car moves forward out the side window.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of like that. Oh shit! Oh no, that's not me. Oh, okay, I'm okay. But anyways, as you move over towards her, she kind of greets you, and she says, she says, I don't know if I have a lot of time. Might be best if you could gather your allies. I have something to share with all of you. And then she kind of like flickers a bit and almost like disappears. And then she kind of gets this like kind of like scowl on her face and kind of like solidifies a bit more. She seems to be concentrating pretty hard.
So like she's gonna wait while I gather people? Is that what she's indicating, or to meet back here? Okay.
Yeah, basically she's asking you to get your people over here so she can talk to you all.
Okay, sure. We have some news as well, but I'll make haste.
Blackwind goes, makes himself a coffee, sits down. Damn it, Blackwind!
I haven't even enjoyed my smoke yet. So
interestingly enough, the priestess that's in there lighting incense does notice all of this, but doesn't seem terribly surprised. She just kind of like tilts her head slightly and then goes back to like arranging things.
Is there some rabbit ears nearby I can help to adjust the reception?
It's the weather. It's causing some interference.
Yeah. So I mean, I imagine I'm not too far from her.
I mean, they're literally off this room is a hallway where his rooms are. It's right around the corner.
Like, yeah, big fist on doors, like boom, boom. I'm like, apologies, but the Sheikah is on the horn. She requests
Like-
our presence to speak with us, and she doesn't have long. So, I say it with a command authority style, like, as much authority as my 8 charisma has, but so it's probably like the rudest wake up ever. Just like, what the fuck? Get up. It's something important. So, rude awakenings.
Yeah, I get out and get out.
Anybody ignore Blackwind summons?
I'm just kidding. No. She can wake up when something seems interesting.
Put a hat on.
It's imagine Archie walks out, her hair's like all frizzy from like the humidity. Jonah walks out with just like this kind of like bags and red eyes, like slightly glazed look in his eye.
I've just got like ink from the paper I fell asleep on, just like on my cheek.
You look great, all of you. I
Um,
usher them in quickly using my glaive as like a herding stick.
Brad is just grabbing something really quick, but he'd like to not miss the conversation if we could wait
sorry,
just a second.
Almost there. All right.
As you guys slowly make your way down the hallway, time
Call off.
seems to slow down as you contemplate what could.
I'm doing
What
like
could she
I'm
possibly
doing walking
want?
lunges. So each step is just slow and long.
The slow, plodding sound of rain, punctuating each methodical step as you walk down.
Where's the rain ambiance, huh?
Don't have rain on.
Yeah, Corey, get it together.
No, I feel terrible.
Oh, hang on, I forgot something in my room. I'll be right back.
Turns on the
We have it back.
Okay.
We all gather in the room. Oh my god, I was kidding. Well done.
Corey was hurt. Critical hit on.
This is called inclement weather in the rain. Doesn't sound like it's storming. Maybe there'll be some cracks of thunder later. Yeah, you guys make your way out, and you see what Blackwind saw. This kind of like indistinct, kind of bluish, light bluish kind of silhouette of Masika.
Does it seem like any kind of magic I've seen or read about?
Maybe.
Star Wars.
Cool.
You should see what you think. With an Arcana roll. With an Arcana roll.
Wow.
Archie,
Not me.
it could be almost anything. Maybe it's an illusion spell, you think to yourself.
Some kind of magic.
Jonah, it probably some sort of like magic mouth style, like arcane projection. Doesn't tell you a lot, but yeah, magical for sure.
It seems to be magical.
Yeah, she kind of gestures towards you all, and she kind of like looks at the 5 of you, and
Has loved the number 5.
and she says, I don't have a lot of time. Can you get Baz? I'd like all of you to be here.
That is our news. We lost Baz.
We didn't lose him. We know exactly where he is. He's a statue.
We've lost his presence.
That's fair.
She kind of like looks a little, kind of like looks down a bit, and she's like, unfortunate. He was a good man. Sorry, I wish I could. I don't have much time, but I'd just like you to know, I've been spending some time, as you know, learning more the longer I stay here about this place. This is why I'm able to do this. And I think, although I'm not quite sure, I think there are other places as well that I can reach out to, but nobody was there, so I don't know much about them yet. But I would like you to know two things. One, the Flaming Fist camp was destroyed 2 nights ago. An attack, it seemed, in the night. I didn't leave the temple to investigate it, but it seemed to be. I heard the sounds of pitched battle taking place in the night. In the morning, when I looked out upon it from the roof, I just saw burned buildings and smoking bridges and that kind of thing. I didn't see a lot of bodies, so perhaps the main host of them perhaps left or retreated, and I didn't see what did it. But just know that. However, I have also sealed the temple. There are, well, intruders in the city that have attempted to gain access. I've thus far been able to keep them out. But I would like you to know that our companion Zendalo is amongst them. It seems she may have made some new friends. She did leave, or at least I haven't seen her since yesterday morning. But
I was wondering when she was going to rear her boiled little head.
The intruders, were they the other ones in the city, that were in the northern quadrant? Is that the ones she joined with?
She nods. She's like, I believe so. They bear the same symbol. And she kind of describes the symbol you guys have seen with the black kind of circle and the purple.
Well,
the purple.
That leads us to say that we found, or Azaka found us. I believe, yeah, that's her name. The one that we thought we lost. She actually survived and managed to make her way to this point, this location, with one leg. They are very dangerous, the people that she's with, the sorceress.
Yeah, she nods. She's like, well, I'm glad to hear that. I wondered. Well, anyways, I just wanted you to know. I seem to have sealed this place, and it's secure for now. I don't know what they intend, but I don't believe they can get in, and I'll do my best to keep them out. But I have been looking into the prayer rooms, the visions, as you'll recall, of the beret, and I believe that this tower, this temple, is somehow drawing energy, maybe to maintain the distance between Mesro, the real Mesro, and our world, wherever it is. But I believe that in order to learn more, you may need to investigate these visions. I'm almost positive that they are showing us perhaps
Like
the
a
last
location?
vestiges of energy that the beret used to seal the city away, and perhaps by investigating those sites, you'll be able to, I don't know, discover a way to open the door, as it were. However, I believe that they're using some sort of, I don't know. There seems to be a clash between the necrotic energies that suffuse this land and the oh, the rain stopped. And the and the raw energies of life that sustain the land. Anyways, I don't know if
So
this,
the land fights back.
yeah, I don't know if this helps you at all, but I just wanted to let you know. I think you're doing the right thing. I think artists had the right of it to discover the state of the Daijobi Senga, the heart of the wild. I think that's key to restoring the tower's power. Anyways, you're on the right track. I'm sorry to hear about your friend. And she kind of like flickers a bit. She's like, sorry, this is rather taxing to maintain this. I don't know if I can reach you elsewhere, but look for places. And she kind of like flickers out, and then but you hear the word symbol, and then she disappears.
I wonder what she can mean by, as we're standing on a big symbol.
It's a mystery.
Oh yeah.
It could be any symbol.
It can mean anything.
We'll never
Although,
know.
some of the imagery that we saw, like say the Tyrannosaurus turning into, or a similar beast anyways, turning into butterflies, there wasn't really anything that made it stand out, other than the fact maybe if we find a place, I would assume that maybe it has a shit ton of butterflies, maybe.
Yeah, like that was one of the ones that actually didn't have a location. Most of the other ones had locations in the visions. So the one was like above the one was like the volcano, the dragon.
Yeah.
One was down at Donnaquin's home, the the followers of Sekala, where they are, that temple. One of them was above the floating, if I believe it was the floating Stoneheart on above the Aldani Basin. One of the visions was the princess, or somebody
It became the princess.
became the princess. Now it was shadowed, but now see, and that's the thing. Once we interacted with the princess, that vision became clearer. So
we may have unlocked something. Maybe these are keys then. If this is a door, there's a key involved.
So
I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with the princess. Can we turn a person into a key?
Well, what I mean is just by interacting with it, that vision became clearer. So, like, maybe the others will as well. When and if we can
I think these are all keys to metaphor it would be a key. These are keys. Oop. But I agree.
One was of, yeah. Then there was the dinosaur with the golden scales that became butterflies, or golden something that became butterflies.
One with
And
Dad.
then one was the dude that we believe is in Omu, and then the last one was of our mom praying. So that would make it a little harder.
It was the aspect of life.
Yes.
Well, and we think she may be in
Mesro.
Real Mesro, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
she's
according
the
to
force
artists,
that's
she
fighting
is.
back. Because it seemed the forces of life, she said. So she's what stands
Potentially
as the sentry. Hold the door.
Hold.
Hold door.
All right.
So she flicked it up. Okay. That's. I mean, it's revealing, but it also gives us questions. Like, how do we? Like? Okay, we believe we have encountered the princess and she's part of one, but how do we do this?
Yeah, it also means that she might be in more danger than we thought. Masika, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, she's definitely, like, if they can get into that place somehow, and they have some dangerous fucking voodoo. If it just, like, took her leg off and a big chunk of her, she was formidable. Still is, I would say, considering she traveled that far on one leg.
And they killed all those Flaming Fist soldiers without a second of resistance in the temple.
I wonder why they left them there for so long.
Building up. Maybe. Like,
Well, didn't artists think that maybe they were looking for him? That's why he
Maybe.
left, to draw them
Yes.
away.
Yes.
So maybe they gave up, or maybe they're trying to find out where he went.
Well,
I guess it makes sense why Zendala would be working with them.
she probably doesn't even realize what she's
Oh,
like.
but
She's like nose deep in it.
she was
without
trying to
realizing it.
take the power from whatever that ring from artists. So, yeah, it makes sense she's working with those that want to capture him.
Yeah.
But
What a wench!
Maybe she has good reasons. You don't know. So there's
she's not so tough.
a sound as you guys suddenly hear the flapping of wings, muffled by the rain at first, but then there are several Aarakocra, including T-Bolt, that appear, landing on the balcony. They kind of shake, and kind of like shake the rain off of their wings, and he nods to you and he says, "Ah, good, you're all awake early. Perfect. I will inform Ashara. I'm sure you'll want to get an early start. We won't keep you for long, but she did want to speak with you. I will go and inform her that you're all up and about." And then he
I was gonna go back to bed.
turns and jumps off the balcony again without another word.
Just lay down and put your head on Gerald or something.
Oh shit! I'm only able to fly once per day.
I just start straightening my hair.
A few moments later, you hear the creak of a door up above, and you see a procession of peoples coming down the stairway that kind of winds around from the upper balconies in this large room. You recognize the princess, of course, as well as Ashara. The prince is not with them, but trailing the rear are two Aarakocra. One you recognize as T-Bolt, still dripping wet from the rain. The other, what does the other look like, Brad?
The other looks like an Aarakocra similar to the other males that you've seen around here. Very colorful, reds, blues, yellows, that sort of plumage. One kind of major distinction about his appearance is that he is wearing armor, and has like a shield on his back, and
What a weirdo.
yeah, he's about maybe like 6'1", 6'2". He's a bit shorter than T-Bolt, but pretty lean musculature. But I'd probably be looking kind of right at you guys as we're walking down.
So he's one of the big ones, like the big warrior ones from here.
Probably not as big, but yeah.
Well, but like I'm just saying, in comparison to like the smaller ones, he's one of the big fancy looking ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why is that one staring at us?
He's challenging us. Battle. No.
Roll initiative. The procession kind of winds its way down. The Ashara in the lead, followed by the princess, then T-Bolt and this other Aarakocra. They kind of enter the chamber, and Ashara bids you good morning. Moaxanare as well kind of gives you a nod. Ashara then she kind of turns and she says, "Well, I trust you slept well last night. I believe from the reports I was given that All of your logistics have been taken care of, or people have managed to resupply what you need. So I imagine you'll be leaving soon. I would like to, and she kind of turns, introduce you to one of our. She kind of like probably pauses for a moment, maybe
So
almost like
we already know. We already know T-Vault.
gesturing to the other Aarakocra that you don't know. She kind of seems to like search a moment for like the right word to use, and then she says, she just kind of settles on warrior. She says, "This is Quillen. He is a dedicated fighter to the cause." And the princess kind of turns to you, Brad, and she kind of like just gives you like a reassuring, like kind of like smile and a nod.
A smile from the all because birds.
The
Princess.
the princess,
smile.
not a bird.
Oh, I thought you said Ashara was doing that.
No.
That was a funny image in my head. Yeah, I would step forward and kind of give a slight bow and say, yes, hello. Oh, sorry. Hey!
Please, God, Pee-wee voice.
That is not my...
Gilbert Godfrey. Oh,
Hey!
Gilbert!
People go with us.
Gilbert
Hello!
Godfrey!
Hey! No, I'm Quillen! Hey! Good day,
We're
Ramona!
leaving now.
Archie
Nice to-
jumps out the window.
No, yes, my name is Quillen. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am a sworn protector of Princess Moxanare. It's been explained to me that you all intend to go and obtain the chalice of Chikagare. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes?
Correct.
Yes. Yes. Nailed it. I was Brad.
I was waiting
Brad,
for it. I'm like, uh-oh, what's he gonna say? Yeah, no, that's
Brad. Not Quillen. And so it's my pleasure to inform you that I'm going to be joining you on your expedition.
Yeah, well, I mean, excellent.
I mean,
It's most gracious.
Yes, I know. It's exciting. I'm sure that we're gonna make great time there. As I'm pretty sure I know most of the way there, but from here, I think it'll only take us maybe a few weeks.
do you know where there is?
Yes, Omo, correct? I've never actually been there, but I'm sure I know the general vicinity, and yeah, and we're going there immediately.
We're not.
T-Bolt kind of like places a hand on your shoulder, Quillen, and he's like, let's walk before we can run, shall we?
Well, yeah, but we need to get the chalice for the princess.
Right, but we don't know where Omu is exactly, so there are other steps we need to take
but I'm sure
before we do that.
I'm sure that we can.
I mean, you don't. We're gonna go at our pace. You don't have to come with us if you don't want.
I definitely need to come with you.
Yeah. Roll another character now.
I just want you to understand the scope of this is not an immediate. It's a T-Bolt said, walk before running. It's a delicate situation.
Sure. Yeah. No. I'm sure it's going to be a challenge, but it's one that I know that I've been up for a while. It's crazy that's taken this long for to be allowed to go. But now that the time has come, I don't see any reason to to tarry any longer. So great. We all agree. Yes?
No,
Oh.
I'm telling you, we cannot go straight there.
Okay.
We can't. If you want to go off and go straight there, that's up to you. But we,
T-Bolt kind of like jumps in. He's like, please don't give him any ideas.
sorry.
We have a travel itinerary that we've got that we're heading north.
Putting it Blackwind.
Okay.
And
well,
amongst our promises to the princess, which we will. I vow.
Oh yeah,
on my honor that we will.
No, I don't see why that would even be a question. Of course you will. I mean, she's the ruler of Schultz.
Nobody's questioning that.
As you shouldn't.
We're
So
not.
Good.
Then great.
But we're heading up in that general direction. What happens from there, and probably hitting Firefinger.
But I just want to make sure you understand what's happened to like all our other companions.
One.
Like, where do we start? We lost a leg. We got the guy from the shipwreck. What was his name?
The entire ship.
That is funny because I can't remember his name. What was his name?
Gorthak. What's his name?
I'll
never forget.
The guy we traveled with for like
I think he had a red shirt and his name was Crewman.
He did have a
Didn't
red
he
shirt.
stay here for like a month?
No, he got killed when you first arrived. By the he got helicopter bladed.
It was brutal.
So
being
with us is dangerous. Are you sure? How do we know you can carry your weight?
I mean, danger. Believe me, I am very familiar with, and it's mainly the reason why I'm coming with you. I mean, it was always going to be a dangerous mission, but with me, we are going to achieve our goals. We're going to, meet the task head on, and we're going to encourage each other and learn from each other, and it's going to be great.
Okay. But what happens when? And I'm going to take out my blunt dagger and I'm going to throw my blunt dagger at him. Rah! Someone attacks you. Out of surprise.
Well,
roll initiative.
What happens when?
What if I do this?
I would step aside
as the princess is behind you. Shit!
Battle! No.
Yeah. No, I'm going to roll attack. Okay.
Or I would probably I would bring up my shield to let it hit my shield.
And it would
hit.
Which is basically just bounce. It's like
I imagine I'd probably be okay. That's not the strongest thing you do, though, right?
T-Bolt kind of like places his hand back on your shoulder again, and he's like, Quillen, these adventurers have proven themselves in the defense of our city. They fought in blood and died for us. They are more than capable.
Then I'm going to catapult the bat dagger on the floor and try to hit him like in the bottom of the chin.
In the what?
I'm just going to try to hit you with the catapult. Like,
okay.
After you challenged me. Dex save. DC 15.
I'm bad at those. Real bad.
Yes, I love it.
Did not see that coming.
Literally. Comes up from the ground to hit you.
Yeah, it like strikes me like under the beak, like oh. Okay. How much damage did that do?
400. You're dead.
You're level 1, and you take it all.
Get this piece
Oh
of
my
shit
God.
out of here.
Jesus. Yeah.
He's proving himself.
Can I like pull the punch? I didn't really want to like hurt him.
Yeah, you
Can't do that with magic.
The thing is narratively it works real well. That's not the strongest thing you can do, can it? Wallop.
Ow. Yeah.
That's a really good roll. Why did I waste it on
Yeah.
Quinlan?
the princess kind of like pipes up. She's like, if you're done posturing back and forth,
I was gonna call it something else, but
Oh. Uh-huh. Oh.
I mean,
That one.
he did ask.
Just
The
trying to be helpful, princess.
The small one. He's a warrior. I will follow you.
dynamite.
Oh, that was amazing.
Ashara kind of like
Hurt so bad.
steps over and just kind of like touches you. And cures 13 of that with a cure light wounds. and she's like,
I go over and I just whisper lightly, like he was close with Baz, so I think he's still grieving heavily.
Who are you whispering that to?
To you, too.
Oh,
As I just kind of like put my hand on your shoulder.
would any of the Aarakocra have explained to me who Baz was?
oh, I think
Oh.
Ashara and T-Balt would have, knowing that they were going to like offer for you to join the party, they would have explained who the,
Gotcha.
because they expected Baz when you,
Right.
in an alternate timeline when Baz still was here, there might have been an NPC that they might have requested, but who knows? Anyways, they would have told you about who was here before and what happened and why they sent you there and why you're, so they're,
Yeah.
you would know what, at least, maybe not everything that happened before them, but you would know that they stayed here for a month and blah, blah, blah while you were gone.
Right. And then, so yeah, I would then turn to the whole group and say,
He's just, yeah.
Let-
I
allow
explained that
me-
it's touchy.
allow me to apologize. I do understand that we've all recently lost a friend, and I certainly don't mean to step on any toes. I understand that I can sometimes come off a bit, I suppose, eager, but
I feel like when you were paused for a moment before you said eager, that at the same time you said eager, T-Balt would probably have said headstrong and Shar probably would have said impulsive.
well, let's go with eager. But just understand that my number one purpose is genuinely to make sure that the mission succeeds and that no one gets hurt. That we all succeed together. I know that it might take a bit of time to grow some trust, but I'm very much ready to ingratiate myself, and if we're not going to go there immediately, that's great. And I'm ready to see what needs seeing and go where it needs going.
You want, because your main goal is for the mission to succeed.
Yes.
I want you to understand that the route we're taking gives us the best chance of succeeding.
Perfect. That's I believe you.
This journey will require many stops, and the more information we gather, and your knowledge of the area will be most welcome as well.
Oh, of course. I've certainly spent quite a bit of time outside of this this wonderful monastery, and I know the surrounding area quite well, and a bit further south, and yeah, where's our next stop?
I think we'll be heading north, will we not? Or are we
North.
heading? Because
Yeah.
I think it'll be faster to hit the river there, but I don't think we're going to travel on the river very long. Like one hex,
north,
maybe.
a couple days on the river, and then west.
Or
And
do
then
we just
hopefully
go
north
where
from the river.
from there?
That's what I'm thinking is probably our best bet, because we know where the Chiriki River roughly starts. So we can take this one north to just before Atazmuhaha and then cut north west until we hit the Chiriki. I don't want to miss it and go too far south and just go right by it. So my thoughts is going further north and then going northwest will be more likely to hit the Chiriki and not miss it.
Yeah.
If we aim for like Firefinger sort of deal, was my thoughts.
Well, I don't think we're going to miss the Tariki.
So for your the Chiriki starts right below where my arrow ends. So she would explain roughly.
Nothing goes over my head.
Or Oralunga will hopefully give us information of where Omu actually is. So we're taking a
When you say port, his you see that his eyes would kind of go wide and be like, "Okay, awesome. That's
stop through, resupply. It's basically a stopover of resupply information, then head down for.
This actually reminds me too, information-wise. Sorry to cut you off there, Archie. Do they know the name Yig Rax or the word? Do they know the reference of that? Does anybody know of that actually?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Not here, no.
Okay. It seems to hold power over some creatures that haunt our very dreams at night occasionally. So I had to get that out because I forgot it 2 times already since this setting.
No, unfortunately, no. The at Kir Sabal here, nobody has any clue. By the way, when you said that, your ring like flashes on.
It's sort of like saying, Alexa. No, wait, no, I didn't mean to.
Bad.
But I literally, I swear to God, I forgot 2 times since this all started, and I'm just like, oh, I finally remembered again.
Funny thing is, when you said that, neither of our phones lit up.
That's because it's not Siri.
Yeah.
Still didn't.
So,
hey Siri.
So as you guys kind of maybe start talking some logistics of what you're gonna do and stuff. A couple things. Number one, is that Moaxinare will let you guys know that she has been speaking with their other guest, Azaka. She's not currently here with you guys, but she's here at Kir Sabal still. And knowing roughly that, because the plan you guys had discussed before was what you basically just said was, go get the orchid, go back up to the port via the Chiriki River. She says, if at all possible, she would. She thinks it would help ingratiate Azaka's people and her clan, perhaps, to us, if you would retrieve that mask. We could always use more allies in the area, and the Shade Talon and the Stormfang clans would be. It'd be useful if they owed us a favor, I believe. So, if you were planning on heading that way anyways, I don't know if you thought about stopping regardless, but if you needed another reason to.
Archie wants to.
She did lose her leg in service to us.
Yeah, and she would also just give you guys a couple like scroll tubes with just some messages in them. When you get
Ooh.
back to port, if you could give these to Clevin.
Is one of them mine?
Hey, are you guys going to port? You guys going to port on your car?
Did you pay for this?
Piece of mail that needs to get there.
You're paying
You're going there
for
anyway.
to deliver it.
No, she doesn't want to just leave this in the hands of any old courier system.
Mm.
That's awesome. Excellent. That's too bad you guys don't have any information on it. These are dangerous creatures, though, that haunted our dreams and seemingly affected us to some degree while we slept.
Yeah, but we do have reason to believe that this place is protected from them. We didn't encounter them at all while we were here, and they seemed to have noticed that we were unassailable for a period of time.
Oh well, maybe we'll get more answers back in the Port Nanzero. They have much knowledge about these older creatures like this. Not that they don't have knowledge here, but
Yeah, no, we can do some research when we're in the port, see if anything pops up.
Good idea. Before we leave, do we need another rain catcher? Do they sell rain catchers?
I thought we had to. So
Yeah, we're fine on rain catchers.
I have one on me.
And
I also have one.
We took 2 from Baz. Baz loved his rain catchers.
Every time I set these up, they'll remind me of that.
He drank so much water.
and water, yeah, he loves water
Yeah, that guy he drinks water every day. It's crazy.
and food.
Sometimes twice.
Usually
At least 2 to
twice.
3 times.
On hot days, yeah. That guy eating and drinking.
Ugh.
He lived for food, and he lived because of food.
So we should have 4 rain catchers. Is that right?
I have one. I think we have 2.
Yeah, I have one.
Did neither of you have one before Baz?
We've been losing rain catchers, floods and catapults.
Not really, though.
Corey,
That's me.
would
lost
you
the one.
would you say that considering that Quillen does spend a decent amount of time kind of traveling out in the jungle on his own, he probably would have his own rain catcher, or some
That seems far fetched. No, sure.
Kir Sabalan equivalent, or maybe
Yeah.
something that he made himself.
You have one made of feathers, but it only captures about a cup of water a day because it's porous. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can have one.
How much does it weigh?
Rain
48 pounds.
Rain catchers are 5.
5 pounds. That's what I said. 4.8 pounds.
I'll put one in the party sheet, Brad, and you can just take it.
I just made a new one.
Okay.
Shara finally will let you guys know that if you wish, she can attempt. They have a. Actually, no, never mind. Ignore everything I just said. Anything else you'd like to do here?
She's just babbling madly in the corner.
I don't know, is there anything you can do to help us, Ashara?
Nope.
Sure, I could look at us softly.
You look like you want to
Perception
give us
check.
something.
She's got the jungle madness.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah, another.
I'm ready to leave this
Yeah.
wretched place. I mean, let's go.
Wretched place.
this
Worse.
Everything here reminds me.
bird brain area. I mean, yeah, I think, and I mean, I don't think anybody's really eaten properly yet, but eat and then
Yeah, I kind of figure you
for a
guys would
giver.
have breakfast and stuff while you're discussing, like, in the morning. And
Talking with my mouth full.
All right. So if you guys are ready to depart,
Departed.
two things take place separately. One, T-Bolt would approach Aelin separately off to the side. Before you guys actually head out proper, maybe as you're gathering your things from your rooms and stuff, T-Bolt will approach Aelin, and Aelin, T-Bolt will say to you, he's like, I appreciate you being willing to take on a new companion so soon after losing one. Know that, well, Quillen is can be a bit he'd say yeah, eager at times. He does have the princess's best intentions, and I do know that his loyalty is unmatched. He has been tested in battle and proven himself in the defense of Kir Sabal in the past, and I believe he will be a worthwhile ally to you. And then he kind of pauses on a personal note. If you could do your best to bring him back to us alive, he... Let's just say that my family would not be pleased if he met an ill fate in the jungle. And then he would say, he's strange, but he can be counted on. And he would also let you know that Quillen... actually, Brad, is it okay if I tell him your relation?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know if you...
Well, whatever... Tybalt's going to say what Tybalt's is going to say, right?
Yeah, I just didn't want to be like, hey, let me tell you about Brad's character. But he says, yeah, on a personal note, he says that Quillen is in fact T-Bolt's nephew. So he would appreciate if whatever you could do to ensure that he does come back in one piece. He doesn't need babysitting, but his impulsive nature can sometimes looks before he leaps. Anyways.
Sean.
Yeah, I understand. Well, if he fights anything like you do, I think I'm sure it runs in the family.
he kind of, he doesn't have I guess he doesn't really smile, but he kind of like cocks his head a bit. He's like, no, he does not fight like I do. He has his own style. Despite my attempts at teaching him. He was like, anyways, I wish you luck.
Oh, yeah, I hope we won't need it.
Also, there's something else, but I can't remember now. How important is it, Corey, think?
Suicides before we leave. Ashara.
You're going to give us some magical gear.
Princess.
No.
The prince, why isn't he here?
No. It must not have been important. Hopefully I won't have to retcon anything. Moving along. I thought I had two things, but...
for Donequin?
No. No.
If they ever remember, they can use the sending stone to tell us.
They're going to give us a sending stone.
You have one.
Don't we have one?
Another one.
No. Here, have this secondary stone. No. Yeah, no, that's about it. Yeah, so you guys kind of gather your stuff and you're ready to leave unless there's anything else you guys want to do, or
Quillen will you'll find Moxinari and or Nah, probably together, I would assume. He'll kind of come up to Nah and just reach down and pick him up, kind of give him a big old hug and be like, I know that I just got back, but your Uncle Quillen is heading back out, but keep practicing, keep reading those books, and we're gonna have a lot more fun when I get back, and because hopefully when I get back, we're gonna be heading to your home city. Doesn't that sound awesome?
Prince Naz kind of nods eagerly. Princess Moxenai is a bit more stoic about it.
I'll put that down and then kind of ruffle his hair, and then I will turn to Moxenai, give a deep bow, and say, Princess, stay safe. Know that this mission is everything to me, and I swear I won't let you down.
She nods, and she's like, I appreciate that, Quillen. Know, however, that you do represent, as much as you chafe at some of the traditions here, you do represent Kir Sabal while you're out there. So I expect you would act accordingly. We do need allies, and we don't want to create any unnecessary enemies. So just be careful where you swing that hammer of yours.
Of course.
And then she's like, and yes, and she kind of looks down at Na. Perhaps when you return, significant progress will have been made. You can only hope.
Take care, and so long. I will head on out and join up with the party.
They've already left. No,
Yeah.
you-
Thank God.
Quick, run!
Do we recognize any like religious symbolism on Quillen's shield or
Absolutely,
garb?
you do.
Yeah, I'm wielding a large steel or iron metal shield. It is a perfect circle, and there is a kind of a plating of a maze of Uptown.
Is it plated like in gold?
Probably
Bronze?
probably something one of the cheaper metals, probably, but
Mithril.
still
Bronze would
but still
give it
a
a pump.
good craftsmanship. It seems to glisten just a bit cleaner and brighter than the other things he's wearing. I mean, the rest of his armor is he's wearing a set of half plate that kind of has elements of the color of his plumage, but more muted. It's great. He's the
So
metal.
has he painted the metal?
It's sort of been treated to kind of have
like an iodine.
a little bit of like a bluish tint here, a yellowish tint there, kind of thing, but not full saturation paint. He wants the metal to look like metal.
I see. Cool. Like anodized. Anodized?
Yeah.
Where they put
Anodized, but not.
Yeah.
Because anodized is different, I think. Ionized.
That might be it. Where they put like an electrical charge through it, and then
Yeah.
they put it in a solution, and it
Maybe
changes the color.
Maybe something like that.
I might be wrong.
Either way, you can. It's possible to do.
Yes, you're right. It's anodized.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I guess since we're up, no reason to wait.
No
Uh,
reason indeed.
If Quillen is like sort of ready to go before other people are, you probably see him like sort of pacing a little bit, maybe like just randomly he's gonna start doing like stretches and calisthenics and like, all right, ready to go.
Also, anyone who's near Quillen, by the way, just in general, will his confidence and kind of like drive creates almost like an aura about him. You can almost feel yourself like a bit more confident yourself just being with him. He's one of those people that just kind of like his confidence
It's
seems to rub
infectious.
off on you. I.e., when you're within 10 feet of him, you have a plus $2 saving throws from his aura of protection. I just want you guys to know that so that when you're in, it's
Yeah.
something you can almost feel like just being near him, like his force of conviction, kind of. So.
That's fine.
God, this guy's force of conviction.
But yeah,
currently
it's a pretty short radius. It's 10 feet, so.
it would probably affect Archie. She'd probably be like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, let's go. All right, I'm awake. Let's do this." she's very susceptible to that sort of thing.
All right. Well, you find yourself then, still relatively early in the day, with a new companion brought to the base of the tower, the mountain, where you can decide what you're heading off into the wilderness, I suppose. Heading northwards.
I've marked on the map the route that Archie would suggest, but if anybody has any...
Quick question. How did you draw multiple arrows?
I just right-clicked and went
Oh,
pointer.
you actually made point. Okay.
I made a pointer and did it,
I've
pointer.
gotten so used to just doing this.
Oh.
But when you do that, it erases the last
replaces them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I just right-clicked, hit
I
pointers.
didn't even think about just going to the pointer menu.
I forget about the center click thing.
It's left and right click together.
Left and right. Oh,
yeah.
Right center moves. Anyway, that's the route that she would suggest, just going back to the river, up the river, then over. But if anybody has any input, speak up.
No, you're the cartographer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unless anything else needs to happen before you guys head out, let's actually, just for bookkeeping purposes, when it comes to like marching order, I just put Quillen where Baz used to be. Is that okay?
That was Baz's favorite spot in the marching order.
And then watch order wise, right now it goes Archie, Jonah at the same time, then Aelin alone, then Blackwind alone, and then Donnaquin alone. Right now, Quillen, you're on with Donnaquin, but would you be...
Who has, of the people that are currently solo, who has the lowest perception?
Between Aelin, Blackwind, and Donnaquin.
Mine is 13, 14.
Yeah, Donnaquin and Aelin are 13.
Mine's 13 as well. Yeah.
Blackwood's
Then
15.
Then I'd stay with Donnaquin then.
Okay.
It feels like you'd get up in the morning.
The two newbies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a morning ritual that I do. So
yeah, so it makes sense that you'd be on the last watch.
It's
Archie
just
stays up late,
screeching.
so.
just screeching to the sun.
You can all rest easy that nobody has a worse perception than me, though. So
It's true. Archie sucks.
What's Jonah's perception?
1 better than
11?
Archie's.
Mine's 10.
Maybe.
Well, but that's why we're doubled up, is so that
Give yourself...
we both are you
Alright,
know
fair
Yeah,
enough.
and
rolling.
I gotta go do my drugs. I don't want to be in the middle of the watch. There's a good chance I'll be drugged out. No one
But
wants that.
She's up late reading, so
Okay.
that's why she tends to be on
Totally fair.
first.
Are
Alright.
you making Archie a little bit, Liz? Do you like to stay up late?
Well,
Rating.
hers is a much different reasoning though. she's drawing maps and reading and learning, and Liz is just
Liz is just opening up hundreds of internet tabs.
That's reading.
It's a
Learning.
different type of learning, Lisa.
Yeah.
Liz is building things in Valheim until 5 in the morning. Anyway.
Soon to be Animal Crossing again.
All right. Well, so you're gonna head northwest to the river, then take the river north. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that should be 2 days of travel to get to to that first leg until you start heading into uncharted territory. So I'm assuming. So we know your directions you're taking. Are you just taking it at a normal speed then?
I think so.
Yeah, my boon is gone, so we don't get free speed.
All right, and remember, because it's heavy rain, you guys do have a -2 perception during heavy rain. So
Yay.
We don't have to wear bug dope today.
you don't have to wear bug dope, and you don't have to worry about water in heavy rain. So, all right, let's see what you guys want to do. Let's let me
I'm
know if
gonna
this
make a
changes the
knowledge
second.
check.
So
Just I'm taking out locate object. Just FYI. Is that cool?
oh yes, yeah, that's fine.
Before
Yeah,
we
just-
actually hit the road. I
Yeah,
forgot.
that's a
I
good
mean-
that's a good point. If you need to adjust any of your spells, do that. Decide what you have prepared.
My
Um,
exploration skills for day.
There's not much I would choose from, but is it level 2?
All right. Who? Okay, let's assign some roles here. Who's navigating?
Since these stays are ones we've been in before, do you want to do that with your advantage, Ryan, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, I can do it especially in the parts that we were in first.
Okay, so you'll
Okay.
navigate.
Definitely easy there.
Liz will be mapping automatically. What else are you doing, Liz, or do you want to wait?
Wait, see what.
Okay.
Let me go last, so because I'm always just usually helping.
Sure. All right, Aelin, what are you doing?
So I have from the remains of the travel boon, I have advantage on foraging, survival, and scouting for 2 more checks.
Okay. Sure.
Are they? Can I choose not to use them, or do I have to use them?
You have to use them if you're making those checks. It's not a choose. It's the next ones you make. So.
Then
So unless
I
you
would,
do something to defend,
I would
then
like
it
to do
wouldn't.
something else then,
Sure.
because to me, I'd rather. If this isn't metagaming, I would rather save the
Fine.
benefit to scouting to newer territory.
Yep, that's fine.
So I can defend. I could either defend or commune. I think would be 2 valuable options depending on what other people want to do.
Okay. Okay, so defend or commune. We'll see. Donna Quinn, what do you want to do?
I don't know. So what do we have?
We don't have anybody scouting for hazards right now.
That's probably what Quillen would want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So sorry, Sean. Do you have the roles? What you can do?
I'm just trying to figure out which one we should be good to do.
So navigation's covered, mapping's covered. You can scout. So if Quillen wants to scout for hazards,
Who wants to?
you can defend as well. You can forage for either food, specific flora based on the terrain you're in, or for medicinal herbs for like healing kits. You can commune to look for chwingas, or if you have any utility that you can do, like for example, Jonah can use his utility to guidance someone else
I could probably forage for food, probably.
for food. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. More
Okay.
more times we do that, and also the less amount of rations we have to eat,
Rations.
things like that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Jonah, what do you want to be doing? You'll be in Rocky Mountainous or
Yes, sulfur shelf mushroom.
Sulfur Shelf Mushroom. Okay.
And I guess I will help with hazards.
Okay.
And I'll
So,
defend.
Aelin, are you defending or communing?
Yeah, defend.
Defend. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's do the navigation first. That's Blackwind.
Navigation tab.
Okay. Okay. Scouting, Wisdom, Survival. That's Quillen. Okay. Defense.
You rolled that with the advantage.
Okay. Foraging for Sulfur Shelf, which is an 18, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
Good stuff.
You roll so many natural 20s for foraging for herbs. It's crazy.
I'll take it. Because I don't have the high bonus. I need it.
So,
1d3.
Yeah,
I
nat
guess
20
2d3?
gives +1 die, so it's 2d3.
Nice.
Exceeding, you didn't exceed by 10 or more, so you don't maximize those dice. Which it's almost impossible for you to do at this level. At least for that one. But.
For that, yeah.
So yeah, it's 2 die 3 is what you'll find with a nat 20. So that's max.
Max.
Oh,
Well,
I thought they were
God.
d6s, but still, that's awesome.
Yep, 2
Yeah.
3s is
Roll.
Let's go to the volcano.
You could not have rolled better for that thing. For that.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is my jam.
it all out. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you
Yeah,
find a
max.
big ass cluster of sulfur shelf. That's awesome. Okay, let's do foraging for food. So it's a wisdom survival check. Wah, wah.
Well, that's not a good salad. Oh, you want to hear?
Unfortunately, you are not able to find sufficient food for anybody today. Yeah, you rolled really bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you were
You're
terrible.
horrible.
That was-
Well,
I mean, I've seen worse, but not much. You know?
One job.
All right. So is that everybody? Yeah.
did you do that?
I already rolled.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Well, you don't get lost. You find some sulfur shelf mushrooms, and you guys make your way to the Olung River. Olung River. You don't find any food, so you need to mark off rations for today. But
Well, I thought-
you.
Yeah. How does that work? Because if we ate in the morning,
It just does the food count at
still,
the end
still a
of the
full
day.
day's rations.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, just for ease of that way you don't have like 75% of our ration eaten. And you eat a ration. You pig out a little bit more at dinner. I don't know.
Yeah, we're extra full.
Yeah, so you guys make your way easily. You've tread this path before a couple times now, I think. Well, almost, but make it back to the river at night. Night falls near the river, and let's see what happens, because apparently something... Oh no, nothing happens. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong table. That was day 1, easy. Is anybody switching up their roles for day 2? Oh, let me tell you what the weather and everything's like before you decide. It is a hot day, so double water needed, but you're going to be on the river, so kind of negates most of that. You'll be on the river all day, but it is a hot day. And it is still heavy rain all day, so no insect repellent needed. Still got those minuses to perception. for this day, and you don't have to worry about water, even though it's super hot. So it's like probably super humid. It's like heavily raining and also super hot. It's like this. It's like being in like a warm shower all day long.
It's so humid it feels like it's raining.
Yeah, but it keeps the bugs off. And but FYI, Brad, just so you're aware, and Liz as well, because of the amulet you have, you can't get disease. So you guys don't need to use insect repellent unless you just use it for comfort purposes.
Yeah,
right?
well, I was just wondering in general, like, just the idea of a bird putting on ointment when he's covered in feathers just seemed, the image of it seemed weird to me. So I don't think he'd bother. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's just saying you don't have to.
I know, and
You're
I'm,
immune to
I'm
disease,
therefore
so.
I'm agreeing that I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, and Archie, you can still get like stung and bit and be annoyed and get itchy
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff,
no.
but you won't catch shivering sickness with the amulet on. So
No, Archie's putting salve on.
okay.
As long as she has it, she's using it.
Okay. But today is not needed
that's
though because it is heavy rain, like I said.
Huzzah!
So the river Olung is it's been raining for a full day, muddy banks. You push your canoes and or you use your folding boat, whatever you want to do. Actually, that's a good point. Are you guys still portaging 2 canoes now that you have the folding boat, or you're going to leave one behind?
Extra one, do we?
Well,
I mean, you've got 6 people again, so you could 2 people to a canoe.
I guess, yeah.
Or like
I guess
canoes are hard to portage.
Well, yeah. So the question is do we want? The only reason to keep the other canoe is to bring it back to port to sell it.
Whatever.
Basically.
We got it.
So
We'll use it for now.
Keep it for now. Also, maybe one of the canoes gets damaged.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Use it as a shield.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll
turtle.
save. We'll keep portaging for now.
It's a canoe shield.
Okay, so you're along the waterway here. Anybody changing their roles for today, knowing?
Can I still look for plants?
You can. Along. Yeah, you're along the waterway, so.
I will do camo.
Camo. Sounds good. Anybody else do anything different?
Could I specifically say that I fish with fishing tackle when I'm foraging for food?
Yeah, if you've got the fishing tackle, you can fish. Yeah.
Okay, I will do that, and so like that. That's the type of foraging for food I will do.
Sounds good.
Is there scouting for hazards when we're on the river?
Yes.
Yeah, you still can.
Okay, then yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
Because you could see something bad up ahead,
or
Do you want
could.
to with fishing today? Since we didn't get any food yesterday.
Sure.
Archie
will learn fishing.
Help Tonaquin?
From Donaquin.
Watch out for the
Right.
flying.
I'm much better at fishing than I am on stuff.
I believe you.
I'm not any words.
Jonah used to try fish. He used to fish, but he would just take his magic and fire it into the water instead of properly fishing.
That's great.
It worked.
Once or twice.
It worked.
We did get some food.
I love that.
He was a dead shot with the fish.
Totally didn't have anything to do with the flying snake that almost killed Aelin.
Oh, that happened too.
Oh, those things are nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, most flying things are pretty awful.
God, Aelin.
Good one.
I mean that in any way possible.
I mean that in the most offensive way possible. Jeepers.
All right.
So we traveled 15 feet.
Let's see if you guys somehow get lost on the river. Let's Blackwind navigate.
Rolling on the river.
Oh, it's a good thing you had advantage.
Sounds like I rolled
Much better.
Yeah, you rolled in that one on one of the days.
Woo,
I'm
that's
not
so much
sure how
better.
hard river navigation is, but I'm guessing it's not super hard.
My mapping on the way here was terrible, so that's awesome. I went from a 9 on the way down to a 22 on the way back.
Looks so much different going this direction. Scouting. Defending? Anyone?
Yep.
Yeah, you're defending? Okay. Foraging for Camu Camu. Oh,
Nope, not today.
not today. Foraging for food.
With advantage.
Did Archie say that is helping?
Yeah, so you get
Yeah,
advantage.
I'm helping.
Okay, I'll show him also.
Teach me how to fish.
Well,
Put your hand in the water with the bait.
No.
Luckily, the River Olong is stocked full of fish and other edible plants and things, and you're able, with a 13, because you rolled a 13. By the way, foraging, you don't need to do in the tower, Sean, just so you know. You succeed, so you will find 1d6 plus your wisdom in food and water. Well, water is covered, but in food.
I found water.
Oof! What's your wisdom? 3?
Probably plus 3.
Yeah.
So four people are fed with your fishing today. So you guys will need 2 rations in the party. 2 of you will need to eat rations.
I will eat a ration, being the noob.
Oh, you a ration as well.
I'm eating fish that I helped catch. Amazing.
Of course.
Amazing.
Good job.
Donaquin's just like, man, if this amateur wasn't here, I probably would have gotten at least 2 or 3 more fish.
Well, Archie's just like, la la la.
Actually, that's not true. He rolled a 6 and a 7. So, I guess you added +1 to his roll. Anyways.
I kept him on task.
Hey, you caught fish. More than some people can say. Alright, anything terrible happened to you guys today? Let's find out.
Just my roll.
Just your rolls. You make your way swiftly down the river. The river starts picking up steam later in the day because you're heading towards those canyons and falls. But you guys are smart enough to know that it's time to get off your canoes. So you disembark. Disembark is the word? Yeah. Disembark the river on the northwestern edge. So you are, as night falls, you guys are now on the verge of uncharted territory. And I should advance the calendar because I forgot to do that.
Uncharted territory, exciting.
3 days, you said.
So
1,
it
2?
is now the 9th day of Myrtle.
During dinner.
No, it's the 8th of Myrtle.
That's what I meant. It's the 8th day of Myrtle. So during dinner?
During dinner, I would ask Quillen how he met the princess. You guys seem pretty close.
Oh, I mean, well, I met the princess when she came to Kir Sabal. I was a young man at the time, still young, and yes.
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 22, 23.
Me too.
Oh, well, perfect. And
Birthday.
Oh, that's a good point. Roll your birthday, Brad.
All right, I'm 23 now.
how do I do that?
Well, 12 months. So roll a d12 for the month, and then a d30 for the day. You can just type /roll space d30.
So chess.
Brad's birthday does not feature in this campaign.
I think my birthday's in chess.
So if you just type
Who will die on?
the first of chess is Brad's
What's the next birthday? That's gonna be an ominous
Luckily.
day. Someone's gonna die on that day.
Oh, no,
Calling
it's
it.
not
You're
Zodiac.
not Zodiac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan's birthday is, or Hatch Day, I don't know, do you call it a birthday? Hatching Day? Is the first of Ches.
But yeah, her and her parents, they arrived at Kir Sabal quite a while ago, and she was quite young then, just a child, and I over the those first few weeks, I sort of just out of curiosity started getting to know them, and we became close friends.
Really nice. And so now you go out and protect her, go out into the world, and
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that it's not like official or anything, and it's not exactly the way of Chilton society, but I kind of see myself as, I suppose a knight in her service.
so would you ever, or have you ever, like, killed somebody to protect her?
Well, I mean, I've certainly killed my fair share of assailants to the monastery.
Oh, that's true. But you're really strong and powerful, right?
Oh well, I don't, I don't,
Oh,
I
I
don't.
knew it. Have you ever considered not killing?
Sorry.
Because, that's like, anybody can kill somebody, but if you're really strong, you could not kill somebody and still get the job done, right?
Well,
Doesn't
I
that
mean,
make it harder? Therefore, you have to be more powerful to do it?
phew, I mean,
Because, see, we have this game here. And
yeah,
if you do not kill a sentient creature that could potentially change its ways and become a good guy in the future, you get points. Isn't that great?
yeah, but if they're attacking the princess,
I know.
they're not good people. Therefore, they're never going to change.
Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. But maybe they would. Have you never done anything bad in the past and wanted to change?
It's a pretty heavy question.
Well, I know. Maybe it's just the face talking, but I just look. When I saw you, I was like, man, this guy could the warrior, but I think he could take it to the next level.
Man, this guy could non-lethal so much.
If he wanted to. I mean, only if you
Can
want
you
to.
blunt his hammer?
Well, I mean, yeah, if the need arises and, it's more advantageous for us to, take someone prisoner and gain information, then yeah, I suppose that's good.
Well, I guess my question is, you guys are going to take over, right? The princess is going to become the queen.
Oh, I mean, that's almost that's certainly the intent. Yes.
Yeah, but why?
Well, it's her birthright.
Well, maybe her birthright. But is she going to do anything different? She's going to make the world a better place.
Of course. Yeah. She's wonderful, and she's got all kinds of good ideals, and you've seen how she is with the young prince, and I'm sure she her intent is to wrap this continent up in a warm embrace.
Unite the plateau.
That's right.
And
It's
probably
been
part of that's going to be like she wants
What's
to probably show maybe some mercy, grace,
Well,
kindness to those who would even wish her wrong, right?
well, I suppose that could be a tenet of her rule.
Okay. Just makes you think. I'm going to take some more case and walk away.
Thinking. What a weirdo. All right. This one.
Jonah?
I mean, talking about showing mercy to killers and monsters. I mean, that's just weird. Not like
Well,
me.
showing mercy to those who deserve it.
That's
What about
Potentially.
snakes that weren't harming anything. He killed needless snakes.
the what?
And all the snakes that were on bad.
He says sentient creatures, not
They could-
everything.
Yeah,
Hey, I can communicate with animals.
That's true.
it's true.
Oh God! Now animals are on the table.
Even some plants. Gosh,
Oh
rules keep on
Christ!
changing.
The rules keep changing.
I can't even be a vegan now.
I just
Oh,
hear
good.
them scream.
Eat
I'll
every
just eat
time I have
rocks.
a-
No, Baz!
Oh
Lord.
man, remember when we were talking about calling the group Sticks and Stones?
Oh no.
I thought it was a really clever name.
It was prophetic. Well, you guys, having discussed, find yourselves the next morning ready to venture into the unknown. How would you like to approach this? You heading north then for the first day, for the first part of the day? I assume that's where your arrow points, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
either way we have to enter, so I thought it was either way it's the same amount of squares.
Okay. Is it it's a
Well-
normal travel speed? Today, by the way, is normal heat and no rain. The rain lets up in the night, and it seems going to be a dry day.
Seems like it's gonna be a dry day.
Yeah, so with the route that I went, we are skipping oh god, Drungrunglung.
Dungrongwang.
Yeah,
Dungrongwang.
Yeah,
Dungrunglung. We don't that's fine, right? We don't have any direct reasoning to be going there.
no, we also don't know if they're going to be friendly.
Exactly. That was my like I say, we don't have anything that takes us there. We don't know if they'll be okay. Yeah. So because we know that's where the river starts, I figured if we aim for just slightly north of that, hopefully we hit the river.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's the route, I guess. We didn't have any information about these squares around us, right? Did we?
No, nobody
For scouting
scouted.
or
Yeah.
okay. Just
I mean,
wanted to make sure.
I did on the way down, but it was just like jungle.
Yeah, mostly I'm just worried about undead territory if we had any information on where that moves in here. Because we will be heading into it at some point.
I think it's west of Dunronglung
Okay. That'd be great.
and south.
Right, like we know
Danger undead over here, and
we just
there.
don't know the exact like borders of it. Because they're around Mesro is undead territory too, right? So and north of it as well. So
Yeah,
we don't
there.
Okay, so yeah, north and then northwest, I guess.
Okay.
See the map.
Anybody changing what they're doing?
I will be scouting for hazards.
Yeah, I guess I'll
with-
keep
with
navigating down.
advantage.
What terrain are we in?
You don't know what you're heading into, but for foraging purposes, you can in the first square, anyways. So I will.
I think we're starting in some heavy jungle.
Sorry, I just need to. Oh god, why can't I see it?
My eyes, the goggles, they do nothing.
Yeah, it's going to be heavy jungle for the first part of the day at least. At this point, you don't have the information of whether it's going to be anything different. So, heavy jungle. You can, if you're going to forage for things.
Yep, fancy monkey fruit.
Yeah, I will be scavenging for food and water if there's no rain today.
You're foraging for food?
Foraging,
For food?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you'll need insect repellent if you need it. So make sure you mark that off. So you're foraging for food and water. Sean, what are you doing today?
Do we have anybody defending?
Nope,
Nope,
not
not
currently.
currently.
Yeah, so could do that. If somebody's going to be doing food already. Good.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for Chwingas for today.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Ryan, you're still navigating?
Yeah, I can navigate for now. I think it'd be fine. Do I?
Yeah, I'm gonna help Ryan with navigating actually. Now that we're in uncharted territory.
I know that Wanderer's changed, and I know the first little bit, but do I still get advantage, or what is it here? Just let me double check that.
You won't have advantage here because you
No,
are not in terrain you've already been in before.
not that, but I know it's changed, but I think there's partly the note and partly the original. It says, in addition, I have advantage on survival checks to find fresh food. So I don't know if that's actually part of the campaign notes, technically, for the Wanderer, because we did change Wanderer. Because I think that's actually your game notes. So, but just if we do run into problems, I might be able to switch to that, and I have better chance of finding food.
Yeah, you have advantage on survival checks made to forage.
Well, then do you want to?
So he should forage,
Yeah. Do
and
you want to
then
swap?
I will help you navigate.
Sure.
Then we get advantage on one.
I'm pretty sure this is actually This is comes off of the campaign notes. I'm pretty sure, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to double check.
I just checked.
Right, because normally you would get advantage, I think, on survival checks no matter what, but you guys changed that.
Actually, the original says that I know the terrain of everything or something that I've been, but it's just, we both agreed that it's just silly, just like that. Shouldn't be automatic. But
Yeah.
it's
Outlander has advantage on visitors hexes for navigation.
Yeah.
Outlander has advantage on foraging for food and water.
I just wanted to make
that
sure
makes sense.
I put that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Maybe
so
I'll forage then.
okay, so Blackquin will forage for food and water. Archie and Quillen will tag team navigation. Donnaquin is defending. Jonah is looking for something.
Yeah, dancing monkey fruit.
Dancing monkey fruit. And Aelin is scouting for hazards.
Yep.
Excellent.
Smithers. What?
Okay, let's roll the navigation. Okay. Let's roll
The purple one.
Every time I go to a new spot, I always blow it.
Makes sense.
Let's roll the scouting.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, let's roll the defense. So wisdom perception.
So, do we move 2 squares?
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll for dancing monkey fruit. Is that enough? What is dancing
Nope,
monkey?
18.
18. Let's roll for food.
Roll for foragery.
Nice.
Nice.
God damn.
Plus 8.
Okay, so that's a d6 plus wisdom, food and water.
Alright, so plus 2. That one. Oh-hoo.
Nice.
Nice.
Feed and water the whole party. Good stuff. Is that it? No. What are you doing?
Who?
No, that's it. That's everybody, right?
Yeah.
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 I found all these delicious bugs to eat for dinner.
Baz loved bugs.
He had Bugsby when he died. Big one.
Let's see what happens today. So, as the day wears on, you're able to find food, and clean water, or not clean water, but water you can boil at least enough for the party. You guys make your way northwest, and as you do, about midway through the day into the afternoon, you'll notice, especially Donnaquin. Actually, Donnaquin would notice first, but Blackwind and Quillen not far behind. But you would start to notice that the sound of jungle birds and chirping and jungle life kind of lessens somewhat, and you see more and more often kind of like brown and yellow kind of spotting on plants and things. The jungle gets a bit darker and kind of overgrown with more kind of like thorny brambles and things like that, and you find yourself moving into kind of dark and foreboding, unfamiliar territory. But the day passes without incident. When you take a rest, however, Aelin, you're scouting for hazards, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you fail? Aelin, you will find, as the evening wears on and you're into like this kind of like, not like dead, but like wilting kind of like darker jungle. Scouting off ahead a bit, you do see there's a small grove, and you barely catch it, but you do notice, in the fading light of the evening, you notice that up ahead, in this grove, there seems to be what looks to be the figure of two men that are kind of like standing in this grove. When you get a little bit closer, you recognize that the men seem to be wearing like kind of these like dark kind of flowing robes, and they kind of, the next thing you notice as well is they seem to be hovering maybe about a foot off the ground, and watching them for just a few moments, they kind of like float around back and forth, and then you see one of them pass directly through a tree. You're not quite sure what they are. You can't really see features because they're in these like hooded robes, and you can't see like hands or feet or anything. It all looks like these like cloaked black figures, insubstantial as smoke, and in the rapidly fading darkness or light of the day, probably would be really hard to see at night. But they don't seem to be moving too much. They're just kind of like in this one little area. So you could bring that information back to the party. I mean, you could go and try to deal with them. You could try to make camp. You could try to push a little bit further, or maybe backtrack a little bit, to see if you can find somewhere safer. But there's inherent hazards in that as well. What would you like to? What do you think? You could make a religion check upon watching them.
Oh, great.
By the way, you're proficient, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I just realized you're like one of the few that are.
Fuck.
But you're not quite sure.
Yeah, there's like jungle ghosts. I don't know if we want to like
sorry,
short or go further.
If you described them, Donnaquin, without seeing them directly, you could do a religion check with disadvantage, not seeing them yourself.
They look like cloaked figures, but they didn't really have arms and legs, and they were kind of floating. They're hard to see.
Is it just Donnaquin or anybody with religion?
If you're proficient with religion, you could try. Yeah. I mean, yeah, robe jungle ghosts.
Jungle ghosts, yeah.
The weird jungle robe ghosts, they'll flash you.
Aelin, you're terrible at describing things.
I mean, it's what I saw.
I don't want any jungle ghosts.
Yeah.
Busy
Why
enough.
would we?
Once you
Do-
get them,
do we-
they're hard to get rid of.
Do we want to go past them, or do we want to cut the day short and camp here?
I'd say we keep moving.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
near the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just we'd be pushing past our normal travel day to move past them.
I would say if this is a good enough spot and we're far enough away from them, let's just stay here.
No, we have to either, I think, go back or we have to push on. I think they're too close.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do you go
Yes.
forward past them, push yourselves a bit, or do you backtrack a bit to get some distance? That's kind of the option.
Or we
Yeah,
deal with them
stay
here.
here,
Or
we
deal with them.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's right.
My vote is either deal with them or push
go
on past them.
forward. Yeah.
I'd rather not deal with them. I feel like I've gained some, lost some time last time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shouldn't
are
have
you
blown-
Donna?
What do you mean?
Oh, he visibly aged after dealing with ghosts.
I'm
Oh.
20 years old.
God, you terrible for that aim.
You know orcs well?
Oh yeah, I've had my run-ins with orcs before.
Yeah, the ones I'm not like the ones here.
I would say you're about, not like a whole orc. You haven't gone full. You're not like
I'm
full
definitely I'm not a fuller, but I'm not.
like you're
Even our
somewhere,
orcs are different than the
somewhere
ones
in
here.
between. You're somewhere in between not an orc at all and all the way orc. Somewhere in there.
Nobody
Some
wants
would call me a fork. No.
Middle
Never go.
middle orc.
Yeah, middle orc. That's a good name for it. That's a good word for it. Yes.
So do we want to push forward?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I guess. I mean, either or. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of the same option. Just one's a little bit farther back, or one's maybe a little farther forward.
Yeah.
I believe that with our strength combined, we can do anything. Any challenge that is in our way.
It's the can-do attitude that
That's right.
reminds me of Baz.
So we're pushing on and
yeah.
avoiding them.
Sure, I can deal with it.
Jonah, do we have any Kaith left?
Sure. We have plenty of Kate. Who wants some Kate? Pulling out the Kate.
Is that the orange?
That's
no,
the
that's
coffee.
that's the coffee.
Oh,
Since
coffee.
we're gonna be pushing into the evening a little bit.
Yeah, +2 to perception and initiative rolls for 1 hour, and DC 12 con save or -1 perception and initiative for the hour after that. But that's what Cinderberries are for. That gives +1 to con save for an hour. That dehydrates you a bit. You have to take extra water, which is fine because we have extra water because we found water.
Sounds like a whole rabbit holes like that.
Great, isn't it?
He's a pharmacist now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mix them
Walking
together so it
apothecary.
could be just one thing. And then I got this. I'll take out the syringe and I'll stab myself.
Oh God.
You want to buy something? I got something just for you.
So,
That'll fix you right up.
so how long do you want to push your march for? How much
hour.
further do you want to go?
I would say, what's a comfortable, like an hour?
I mean,
How much
Blackwing
light do we
himself
have?
has.
How much light do we have? I guess. How much longer there would be in the dark?
Most of basically right now, pushing yourself right now further forward, you don't have much light left. This is right at the end of your travel day when you normally be making camp. So the sun's like going down. You'll be moving in the dark.
I'll turn on the ring.
I say, but
myself.
either way, if we go back, we're going in the dark too. So
But I think just an hour, right? Let's do an hour.
An extra
An
hour,
hour.
just to put a couple miles between you and them.
sure.
I mean, everybody knows ghosts don't go more than an hour away.
I will take one Kaith bean.
Anybody else want any Kate?
No, I'm actually quite. I don't show tiring at all.
I've
Not really.
never had it. before. I don't think.
Oh, this one's not bad. Some of my other ones, not your first try, but this one, go ahead and take.
Bottoms up.
And then here's the Cinderberry to chase it with. This will help with the hangover afterwards. You'll just need to drink down with some extra water.
I have had these. They're quite good, but yeah, it makes you real thirsty.
All right. So
Anybody else?
I don't show any signs of tiring at all. Tireless is wonderful. I can push myself and ignore 1 point of exhaustion.
Nice.
So I mean, even if I failed the saving throw, if I have to make one, I can ignore it for once per long rest. So.
Nice. That's pretty
So
cool.
what you're saying is you ignore it.
Yeah, unless of course it happens a couple times before a long rest. But I get one more exhaustion point.
so the answer is Blackman's not taking Keith. Is anybody else taking Keith?
Yeah.
Nope. I think we're good.
That stuff is bad for you. Drugs are bad.
Okay, so it's just Quillen and Jonah. Yes. Sorry.
And me.
And Aelin.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
taking Keith, but not a Cinderberry.
But not a Cinderberry. And Jonah and
I'm
Quillen are
doing
both.
the opposite.
Okay.
I'm taking a Cinderberry, but not Keith.
All right. I'm doing both. Quinlan's doing both.
Okay.
I'm keeping track.
Okay,
Well,
so make sure that you mark off an Well, you got 2 extra units of water from the foraging, so that will handle the people taking Cinderberries, right? No, we need 1 extra.
I rolled 8.
All right. I will take it one of my water skins.
Okay, so you'll just to do that. So you have a +1 con saves, and you are mentally alert, +2 to perception checks and initiative rolls. You guys push on through the night, just an extra hour. If you guys could, as a group, if you could all just give me a quick Constitution check with the +1 if you took the Cinderberry.
Check, not
This one
save,
wouldn't have
right?
Didn't roll great.
Sorry, save.
Oh, it's a save.
Apologies. That's what I
Well, technically it'd be the same. So.
I rolled pretty good though. What if I roll bad now?
It
meant.
was the
just
exact
add, if
same.
you have an extra plus, just add it to what you rolled.
Oh, never mind. I'm good.
Mine would have been exactly the same. I mean, I got a little tired, but I shrug it off.
Shrug it off. Okay, so you push forward. 1 extra hour. That's yeah, you guys are fine. Nobody rolled low enough, even though Aelin didn't roll very good at all. Nobody rolled low enough.
Yeah.
To worry about it overall. So you guys push on for an hour. Those of you who took Keith, after the hour's up, as you make your way through, keeping a close eye in the darkness with your alertness, you bypass this grove, push yourself further enough away. You think that you've made enough distance, perhaps, that if they're not looking for you, they shouldn't just run across you. Your Keith does wear off, though, so you need to make a con save.
DC 12.
Yeah.
It's Aelin hard.
If
coming.
If you guys happen to stay close to me, remember
you get a +2.
You get +2.
I don't think that helps me.
Probably not.
He's just like piggyback.
So close.
All right. So Aelin, unfortunately, you feel a little. You crash harder than the others. You have -1 perception initiative for an hour. Luckily for you guys, that hour passes without incident. You're able to set up camp, and jungle ghosts do not emerge to harass you in the night.
Yay.
They're like fleas. Once you get them, they're hard to get.
Hey, Quillen.
Yeah. What's up, Jonah?
Just want to let you know that when you feel comfortable, you can tell me the secret because I already know.
I'm sorry.
I know. Birds aren't real.
Wait, sorry. What did you say?
Birds aren't real.
I mean, well, do you, what?
Oh God.
Is this actually whispered or is this?
So yeah, I'll just walk away. Just, and I'll give you the like. I know.
A wink?
The wink.
Tap
I'm
your
in on
nose.
it.
Boy. Here we
As,
go.
as you sleep, you.
Before we go to sleep, Archie would want to sit down with Donna-Quinn, like, I don't know, while we're eating or something. When we were at Nangalore, you had given up one of those fancy gems, to the lady. Afterwards, you mentioned that they were important to your family. I was just wondering if you're comfortable talking about it, what are they?
What are they?
Tell me about that.
They're they're like a coral gem also back from back our home, my homeland,
Mhm.
basically. So they're very rare, and then not very many of them are found or exist. So that we know of. So having them also is very precious to our people.
How'd you get one?
Master, my master, so gave someone the journey, so to come out here.
Well, that's cool. Were they to help you buy stuff or to remind you of home?
They are actually a way of travel. So because my homeland stuff, like the south of Amgar stuff is way south of Chol.
Uh-huh.
To get here,
Archie's like, uh-huh.
to get here stuff to where I needed to be to find out about the death curse on stuff would take ages and ages to get. So, our people have a way of travel through the elemental plane. And to do that, that's what these coral gems allow us to do. They allow us to access these passageways and stuff, or gates and stuff like that, to go to different parts of Chult.
That's so cool.
That was how I was able to get from way down there also way up here so quickly.
So is it like it's just like as a single person, or could like you take people with you?
It's kind of like it opens. It's not a portal because it's not like a teleportation.
Like
So
a
it's
passage?
more of a passage. Like you go into the elemental plane, and it has many different passageways to many different openings, stuff throughout. So I can open them, and they're not family jewels, Ryan, you jerk. They, yeah, so I'm able to open them and it consumes it.
So it's limited.
So it consumes it, but if I consume it, it stays open for me forever. So I can come and go. Yeah, I can come and go and stuff through that particular one, and also I can access it basically. It's like a waypoint and stuff like that to be able to do it. But it does consume them, so there's only so many stuff that I'm able to go through because of that.
So where did the one that you took
Yeah,
to get it open up at?
Refuge Bay? Was that where it was, Corey?
Refuge Bay, yeah.
Refuge Bay and so like that was where. So like I was saying, I'm in Refuge Bay and so that I can travel back to my homeland through these passageways and stuff like that. The passageways and stuff can be dangerous. They can have. You can possibly get lost because, like I was saying, so there's multiple ways to go, and then you don't know where you could end up because we do not know. I know of a couple, but we don't know all stuff where they all exist.
You need someone to map it.
So, it's very difficult to map because the entire thing is underwater.
Oh.
But
not a problem for you.
Anybody can be under it. It's like being underwater, but you can breathe without having like a spell or anything. So you're under there and stuff like that, and you're completely fine in the elemental plane. So you're just the whole thing's underwater. So it makes travel difficult unless you're used to swimming.
Yeah, because that's super cool, because we were talking about the visions, and one of them was connected to the temple down south with by your home, the Sekula followers. So if we do
The Typhoon Palace, is that what, or the Temple of
yeah,
Amun?
the
Yeah.
Typhoon Palace. So if we did need at some point to go and check that out, going back through the way you came would potentially be a much faster route.
Yes, like I say, so I'm able to take basically as long as I open it, people can come with me through it without anything specific other than me opening.
Yeah. How many do you have?
I have 3 left. And I used one I used them before to get to there, so I have 3 stuff to open and travel on specific ways.
That's so cool. He must have Your master. He must have trusted you implicitly to bestow a gift like that. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's one of our oldest turtles and stuff like that. So he's very wise on stuff. And speaking of wise, with your friend Baz, my master is a very high level of subdued. He is probably the highest in all that we know, and he might be able to bring your friend back, as he might have a spells and stuff like that high enough. I'm not sure. I've never seen him use it, but he is he is the wisest master of druids that we know. And if anybody in our homeland would be able to, it would be him, or he would maybe know.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, we will do that. Also, I'd just like to see where you're from. I think that would be really cool. And you've been helping us and keeping us alive. It'd be nice to potentially help return the favor. Also, clearing out the Sekula followers would be nice because they want to kill me and my brother.
Well, this would be a way of paying back on stuff. That, like I said, Baz was one that also was there and saved my life. I owe every one of you a debt. A debt, and this would be a way on stuff of possibly paying that.
That's awesome. Thanks, Donovan.
Has anyone ever gotten trapped on the elemental plane?
They've got. I am unsure. I know I'm sure they've gotten lost because it's not so it's not an easy journey in there. Even if you know the way, it's very easy to get lost, and there are many dangers in there. Like we know stuff that the people also like the Jaws to go the shark gods and things like that. They also have some of these coral gems because of the palace that they took over from our homeland that we lost and that we're in war with. So we know they do have some as well. So they're able to access stuff the elemental plane. So we know it's also dangerous going in there, and a lot of it is uncharted and stuff like that. So we're unaware of exactly on stuff what dangers are in there. So it's not on stuff a sure thing journey. It's very dangerous, but
Very cool, though.
so it's definitely something to keep in mind on stuff as we continue on stuff our journey forward on stuff. If that's something, just a sec, sweetheart. If it is something on stuff that we would like to pursue.
Yeah, it gives us just another option potentially, which is really nice. Cool. What is Dongwaru? Is that his master's name, or is that
No, a master's name on stuff is Mudgraw. We call him Splintgraw. He's so old.
I love Donovan describing somebody as old.
No, he's old.
Dangwaro is like the Typhoon Palace. That's its actual name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes. We call it Typhoon Palace or Castle, Temple of Umber. because there was the jaws to call on, so I took that over years ago.
Yeah, it'd be nice to take it back from them. They don't deserve it. They
Wasn't there
don't.
the vision that you were talking about earlier and stuff like that? Was that something that showed in the Temple of or the Temple of
That
Umberland?
was in Mesro.
Yeah.
So in Mesro, in the temple, they were the prayer rooms.
It was like the 5 or whatever different rooms, 5 or 6 and stuff like that, and you had it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the one for Mainu, the prayer room for Mainu had showed the type, like the energies, because like each one most of the ones we looked at, they had like this energy, and it showed that over the Typhoon Palace.
Yeah.
Which it makes it seem like like that's the energy from the beret. So there may be something, there. Yeah. Water crashes down. Structure of coral towers. The Typhoon Palace. Yeah, the Umberly symbol was defaced with the symbol of Sephora. That was what they
Yep.
Defaced. They defiled the temple. That's the wording I was trying to think of when I said they were unworthy of it. They defile it with their presence. Yeah. So if we end up checking out all those energies, we'd have to go there, which was why I mentioned it. Neat. Okay, have a good night.
You wake up to her like trying to grab them to study them. My precious.
Tapping on it.
No, I'm sure she would continue to just ask you about your general life and stuff back home and what it's like. That sort of stuff.
Well, charting into the unknown. According to your general rough idea, you have probably another couple days before you get close to the first major landmark, which is Firefinger, if you're trying to bypass Dungrunglung.
Yeah, I'm trying to like somewhere in there to hit the river and then get our bearings was the thought.
Well,
Yep.
we will find out if you'll survive now that you're in what you assume is kind of dying undead territory. How much deeper can you go? We'll find out shortly. But let's take a break here so I can eat this delicious salad. And why don't we come back at like quarter after?
Sure.
Right.
Hey.
Excellent.